Well, hello. It's 1 o'clock. You know what that means, right? It is time for Q&A. 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 And so, what I need you to do is to come on in because I don't see anybody just yet. Hello, hello, hello. Here I am all by myself on Friday, by myself. Where is everyone? There's a couple. Yay! Hello. Hello, hello. Here come everybody. Here they come. Here they come. Yay. There's Brenda. Hello, Brenda. And Terry Lynn, my friend Terry. So good to see you. And Jennifer. Christine. Catherine. Yay. Here you all come. Hello. I'm so excited to see everybody. I'm excited to share today. Tracy, yay, Kimmy, here they all come. Ladies, Rita's here. Terry again. Okay, well, yeah, keep coming in, you guys. Keep coming in. I'm showing 30. Come on, let's come on in because we've got things to do. And I decided to play like a good girl and not play music. You know, I want to play music every time, but you know, I don't own any music. I don't. Okay. Well, I have to tell you, wow, what a day already today. Evelyn, yay, you just signed up. I'm so excited. Autumn's here. Yes, I know they are rolling in. And are you guys sharing? Remember, sharing is caring. Terry just made more salad dressing. Yeah, I'm telling you, we've got some things going on. And I've got some things to say. How funny, you know? Hi, Lisa. Do you ever think I'd run out of words? No, never. Are you keeping track of everything? I am in my calendar. I'm keeping track of everything. Brenda is a sharer. I appreciate that. Good morning, Anne from BC. Beautiful BC, Canada. And Jenny's got her bone broth in there, and Brenda's loving the dressing. I love that. You know, you guys can use... Lisa wants me to sing. Oh, no, you don't. You can ask Mark. You don't want me to sing. I did yesterday. It did. Oh, people are feeling good. If you are feeling good, I want to see some hearts. Show me how you're feeling. Because I have been reading some testimonials, and it's amazing that I even have mascara on right now. Music is my next project. I don't think so. I do have something that I am working on, and I will let you know. I am in a planner just for health purposes. That's so good. I love that. But I am working on something because, you know, as far as the whole, let me just put it to you this way. The exercise stuff that we've been having, thanks for the lovey. I love the love. Thanks, guys. This is so cool. How much do we put on? I know it says 4 servings. Do I put on 1 tablespoon just to get it wet? You know what? I'm not one of those ones who says, oh, only dip your fork tines in there and eat it. I want to taste the dressing. And this is all good fat. This is all healthy stuff. You've got apple cider vinegar and all of that in there. Don't you want that? Don't you want to taste it? I do. It's delicious. So there you have it. Drops the mic. Okay. We're going to talk because today is day 5 of the hot melt, and it is a fantastic day. It's a day where everybody's going, so what's next? So what's next? I'm seeing absolutely incredible results. And I forget everybody's name. You know, of course, at the time I'm like writing to them and going, yay, good for you. But we have one member who's already lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds, come on. We've got more that have lost inches, another that they're off of medications. You've got doctors who are saying, yay. This is what it's all about. This is what fills my heart. And thank you for allowing me to guide you through all of this and trusting me. You know, I know it was a stretch for a lot of you, but it has been an opportunity to really grow and to see what we're made out of and to be all that we could possibly be. So I give you all the credit. You know, you guys did the work. I was your mere guidance counselor, if you will. And Yeah, I just broke my fast. This is the first time I've broken my fast since we've started, and I am just amazed that I mean, I woke up hungry, and I thought, well, I'll ride this out. Then I had my apple cider vinegar, and then, you know, it was just like, you know what? I'm hungry. Listen to your body. What do I say all the time? Listen to your body. So I am wearing a shirt that I just couldn't wear before, and it's actually loose. This is fantastic. I've lost six. Who knew? That's great. So gold star all the way. Put your gold stars on everything. Love, put a heart, put a star, put a whatever. But you know what? Everything is great. And I can't help my video. I'm doing my best that I can be. Be all that you can be. We are the hot melt army. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So just remember, you guys, technical, sidebar here. If it freezes up or you don't hear me or something and everybody else is, it's on your side, not mine. Okay? And you can keep that comment to yourself so that we can keep these comments coming so I can help you. Okay? That just makes it happen. And Lisa said, you go, girl. And I say, you go, girl. I've been seeing what you've been doing, Lisa. It's been impressive. So today is Q&A, and you know what Q&A means. Q&A means that we have a lot to do. And Marla should be on anytime because she always is on 1 o'clock. Our Q&As are designed to help you get to the place of being able to handle things on your own or to answer a question that just doesn't, how does this all work? And sometimes I can dig deep on some things. And as a matter of fact, I have some of these things I will answer by saying, go look at a blog post because I do have some of that. And, but on the other hand too, I also am going to answer things so that you feel like, I'm equipped. I have this time to get this stuff done. I had a zipped moment this morning. What does that mean? Does that mean you zipped your pants? There's my Marla. So day 5, and everybody says, hey, what's next? And I've been getting a lot of that. And I understand that. I created the hot melt diet. That's the first thing that I ever created because everybody was asking me for a keto diet. I created the hot melt diet first. Out of that, I created this 7-day sprint. And I just want to kind of give you some differentiations. I worked hard on the hot melt diet because there's a lot of science behind it. I loved the idea of keto, but I didn't like what I was seeing. Keto can be extraordinarily inflammatory, especially when you're watching all these people and all they're doing is they're dumping a bunch of cheese and bacon into everything. If it's low carb, it's good, and you just have to, at some point, you have to just take a look at what are you really trying to accomplish? And what you're trying to accomplish is to get into that fat burning zone, right? To be a fat burner. Marla was talking today about her teeth and just, having that, kind of keto breath. And you get kind of a funky breath when you go from being a sugar burner to being a fat burner. Your pee also smells, it might smell like a nail polish remover. And that is part of the process as well. Or you might not have anything. But the point is that if you have something funky town going on, just know it's part of the process and just, lean into it, as they say, embrace it. Just, it is what it is. And that's why Marla uses the little toothbrushes, which I think is genius, by the way. So I'm working on some things that I wanted to tell you about, and I will be introducing them. And one of them I did myself this morning because I did the 4-minute workout. When I'm emptying my dishwasher, my coffee is brewing, and so the race is on to get the dishwasher emptied, and I've added in the 4-minute workout. So I get a 4-minute workout before my coffee's even done brewing. So I'm doing all of that, and I was thinking as I was doing it that I felt like we needed to do more stretching because there's 3 parts of the fitness equation, you guys. There's strength, there's your cardiovascular, there's your endurance, being able to have a little bit of endurance there. And there's also your flexibility and balance. And flexibility and balance are massively important. As a matter of fact, if you can, try putting your socks and shoes on standing up, next to a wall, of course, and see how your balance is. Balance is one of the ways that practitioners, physical therapists, judge your age. And the more flexible and the more balance that you have, then you'll be, deemed less aged, so to speak. But we can age backwards. So I'm just putting that out there because as we bring our blood sugar down, as we are clearing house and doing all the things that we need to do, we can become people who age backwards. And I know everybody has seen Marla's picture in the sprint group, but if you haven't seen it, it is a jaw dropper because there's a woman on the left who doesn't look anything like the woman on the right. The woman on the right has a beautiful jawline. You could see it in her neck and in her shoulders. It hasn't been doctored. That's just July 28th versus September 11th. And it's just like, there it is. And while, she hadn't been measuring, she's measured and done everything and bagged up her scale, there was a moment where she was a little discouraged, not seeing what she wanted to see on her blood glucose monitor. And then she sees these pictures. We have to look at different things to measure. It's not just the number on the scale. It's one thing. It's like when we're talking about food, it is not just calories. Calories do fit into the equation, but it's a small part. It's also the amount of carbs. It's also the amount you burn. It's also your hormone profile. It's also, it's everything. It's the nutrient combination that you're eating. Are you getting enough fat? Is there enough fiber in there? All of these things play into it. So I say this because I just want you to be informed. We hear this whole old adage, and I'm going to tell you right now, blow this up. Calories in, calories out, that you need to eat less and exercise more. Oh, heck no, not on my watch. Not on my watch, unless you want to starve, unless you want to jack up your hunger hormones, unless you want to feel like crap. That doesn't work. And especially for women who are of a certain age. Let's just go with that, When we're a little bit older, we need to do things a little bit different. And that's why I'm saying just a couple of simple balancing things. Start to try to balance on one foot next to a wall, hold on, and just put your foot out there and start seeing how you can do. Little balancing things, little yoga things, And so I worked out today. I did a gratitude stretch. And I will share it with you sometime. I'll get somebody to film me doing it. But I did a gratitude stretch. And it was really, really cool because I used a couple of yoga poses. I used my whole body when I was doing this yoga stretch. And I was doing a stretch into thanking God for the past because it made me who I am today. Thanking Him for the future because there's promises there that I know He's going to keep. And thanking Him for the present and landing into the present. And I was doing it as I was trying to balance. And then as I was flexing my feet, I was thanking Him for allowing me to flex my muscles and to giving me every single tendon that's in my leg and that I could feel it, and on and on and on it went. That kind of gratitude is the kind of stuff that fuels your own personal fire. It's the kind of stuff that helps you to become all that you can become so that you can get out of this, helpless, pitiful stuff and get into hopeful, powerful stuff. But there's a contrast. There's always a contrast. And this is the contrast that I want to bring you into of seeing your own stuff, of seeing you drop this and add that. Nature doesn't operate in a vacuum, right? Nature operates in a place where if you're going to take something out, you got to put something in. So as you take something out, instead of saying, oh, poor me, you say, gratitude for that, because now I could add this. And the more healthy things that we can add into our lives, the better off that we're going to be. And we are going to feel like completely new human beings. We're going to feel like new human beings. And Lisa, I'm so sorry. She had to put her fur baby down today. It's a family member. And we all feel it for you. So my gratitude stretch was pretty cool, and I'm just going to invite you into that because having that stretch this morning and just really thinking about all the things and all the wonderful stuff that's happening in my own life and watching what's happening in your lives and being able to see my best friend 10 minutes down the road change her life, it's overwhelming, and it makes me feel so excited. Rita says she has to work on that. She can barely stand on 2 feet. Work on standing on 2 feet a little bit longer. We work on where we are with what we have, always. Work on what you have. If you're in a wheelchair, I've had a few women who ask me about wheelchairs, and I show them how to do wheelchair exercises. Everything is, we are all in this place of finding out where we are, finding out what we can do, and not comparing ourselves to anybody else, but instead cheering on, when we do something that's a progressive step in the right direction. Okay? I love that. So as you know, Q&A, if you want to send in a question, if this spurs you on and you want a question answered, what you can do is send in a question to support@savingdinner.com. And I have just a few questions today, but they're good ones, and I think we can spend a little time on them. And I answer them every single Friday. And on Mondays, I give away a book. And this is the book I give away. I give away my Saving Dinner book. And what you need to do to win this book is to share this video. You share it publicly when you go to hit the share button. And if you say a little something about it, I'm going to see it. And I appreciate it. When I see all these different little comments and I see that how much you're appreciating this information, I know you're going to appreciate the book. That's why I do this. I look for the person who I don't want somebody who just is like, let me see how much swag I can win from all these different things. I want somebody who's going to appreciate it. I put a lot of work in it. This is my really, it wasn't my first book, but it's my first real book. And if someday I'll tell you the story about that. Marla knows it. So today is Q&A. Now, I want to tell you that right now, I have a special deal going on the Hot Melt diet. I told you, this is the mama bear of the Hot Melt Sprint. And the reason that I want to share this is because the Hot Melt Sprint is a bubble. It's 7 days. And if you're in that group, you understand that bubble. It's 7 days of resetting, flipping the switch, making things happen, of understanding just how far off you've fallen, because we've all fallen. And it gives us an opportunity to go in and say, okay, too many Cheez-It crackers, too much sugar, too much garbage, it's got to go. And I need real food in order to have a real life. What happens is if we just continue on in our same ways, then suddenly we get a chronic disease and we act surprised. How did that happen? Well, I'm going to read a couple of things for you because I think this is super important. But first, I just want to say, if you want to jump on the Hot Melt Sprint, the Hot Melt diet, you go to savingdinner.com/melt. You enter the coupon code HMD, that's Hot Melt Diet, Sprint, the number 1919. Okay? The reason that you're going to do that is you're going to get a discount, and I want you to have it. Okay? I want you to join us. We have a lot of people going over there. What is included in that is going to be obviously the diet recipes, the shopping lists, and everything. It's a little more real life, if you will, than the Sprint is. And that's number one. And number two, I'm going to be doing group coaching once a week in that particular group. And I want you to understand the value of that, because I don't do that normally. But for this group, absolutely 100% I'm going to do that, because I want to see you continue your success. I don't want you to stop. But understand, the Hot Melt Sprint, as much as you love it, it is a bubble, because it is not quote unquote real life. And the reason I say this is you are going to go out to eat again. And you need to know what to do, and you need to know how to handle yourself. You are going to be going to somebody's house. You are going to be doing other things in this world that have nothing to do with making your soup, eating your salad, and having your little your little Sprint meal. It's not. That's not how real life works. And this is the thing that you need to understand. This whole reason that we do this is to empower you, so that you can become independent of me. I am your guide. I am your mentor. I want to take you down on that, take you down that path and get you to that place where you just feel really darned excited about what you're doing and that you know you can do this. That's powerful. We don't need another guru in our life, right? We need cheerleaders, we need mentors, and then we need to have the confidence to do it on our own. And you all have that. You all have that inner worth. You all have that purpose, and you all have that little thing inside that you just need to push the button, flip the switch, whatever it is, and understand that, with knowledge comes power. And that's my whole thing. I want to educate you. I want to give you the knowledge, and I want to push you out of the nest, baby bird. It's time to fly. That's my whole thing. I can support you, and you guys support me. Thank you. You keep me in business. You buy my supplements. I appreciate that. And they're quality. They're good. I stand behind them. You buy my programs. I appreciate that. You keep me in business. But I'm here because my love and I feel my gift is to teach. That's my favorite thing to do in the world. And when I see you fly, and I read these testimonials that you're posting right now, I'm just floored. I'm floored. And I want you to give some love to Betsy. And I'm going to read Betsy's, thank you, Terry, for posting that. I think that's who it was, who posted HMD Sprint 19. Marla, could you pin that on the top? Because you can get in there and pin. You're an admin. I have to share what Betsy had to say. There's other ones, but I want to share Betsy. She just posted this probably half an hour ago. This is day 5. We're not even done yet. Day 5 in our little sprint bubble. Listen to this. I just have to share. I'm a type 2 diabetic who's been on 3 different oral medications. I got an amazing email from my doctor this morning. He knows I was making major changes in my eating and exercising, and I got his blessing. He probably thought, yeah, I've heard this before. Well, after I showed him my latest glucose numbers, he said to quit one of the meds entirely and to take half a dose of another and to quit it completely within a week if I continue to see the progress. I'll soon be down to 1 medication. This is huge. I'm crying purple puddles, as Marla would say. Without Leanne and the group support, it wouldn't have happened. Thank you all. Thank you all. Community is the secret sauce to making all of this happen. And when I say secret sauce, it doesn't have any sugar in it, ladies. So I also want to call out, I have 2 Tammys, Wanda, Rosemary, Loretta, Cindy, and Nedra. This is who have joined Hot Melt Diet already. We do have a Facebook group. We will continue to have a community, okay? We will continue to have a community. You will continue to be supported. You will continue to be encouraged. And I just want you to know that I want you in there. I don't want you to lose your momentum, okay? I don't want you to lose your momentum. The inflammation is going down. Everybody's saying this. The inflammation's going down. I know. I feel it too. I woke up this morning and I realized I used to get this weird rib pain. My rib pain is gone. Feel how you feel. Don't just concentrate on, the measurement tape. I do. I like that. I like a smaller number on the scale and I like the tape. But how do you feel? Look at yourself in the mirror. How do you look? And if somebody says, hey, do you look good? Have you lost weight or whatever? Heck yeah. Even if it's not showing that much. Remember what I shared with you yesterday about the whoosh. The whoosh it's a happening thing. And I bet you anything, there's going to be somebody with a whoosh. My point is, do not give up. Don't ever, ever, ever feel discouraged and feel like, well, it's just not working at this minute, so I'm just going to go back to the old ways. Why would you do that? You can't do that. And we can't have a microwave mentality, We can't have a microwave mentality. We have to have this. This is a long-term thing. It didn't take you overnight. It wasn't like you just woke up and went, wow, I'm 50 pounds overweight. It took a while, didn't it? We do it incrementally. I told you that yesterday. We gain weight by the ounce, not by the pound, by the ounce. And then we lose it by the ounce as well. Even though our scales show all kinds of different things, there's all kinds of reasons for the fluctuation. It is one measurement. One. The best measurement of all is a blood test. And Marla and I are doing, I don't know, where is it? Oh, the blood glucose. It's around here somewhere. We have a blood glucose monitor. We've been doing our blood. And I was shocked. Mine is up. Mine from the doctors, usually 85. It was up to 99 today. What's with that? And I was fasting and all of that. I don't know, but it is what it is. And yes, it's still below normal, below, getting into the yellow zone or whatever. But, it could be better. It always could be better. And the more we take care of ourselves, the better off it's going to be. Food and nutrition go hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. And how about that? Jennifer's just talking about how she doesn't have a back hurting lately. Degenerative disc disease, scoliosis, arthritis. Good grief, she's got all this stuff going on. And isn't it nice to not feel that way? I will tell you, yesterday, when I was washing dishes and putting them, in the dishwasher after dinner last night, I was thinking, I feel like I'm closer to the sink, less belly. I like that. A flatter belly for sure. So, but I did measure myself with the measuring tape the day before yesterday or something, because everybody was getting all these good results. Nothing. But what does that mean? Does that mean that I'm going to give it up? Oh, heck no. All right. Question and answer. Let's do it. Allison says, I was wondering if Leanne might be able to speak on leaky gut. For instance, an overview of what it is and how is the program we are doing helping to heal it. This is a really good question. And I will talk to you about that in a couple of different ways. First of all, let's just do an overview of what the leaky gut is. And, sometimes in mainstream medicine, they'll say leaky gut, that's just a bunch of blah, 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 blah. But those of us who've had leaky guts and have cleaned them up understand it is a thing. It is a thing. So this is what happens. You have a membrane. You have an intestinal tract. And in that intestinal tract, that is where you absorb all of your nutrients. The problem is that intestinal tract it's a thin membrane. And did you know that the membrane can be permeated, right? That membrane can be permeated. And I'll tell you right now, the way that membrane is permeated is through different things. Lectins, phytates, those are little things that come out, like legumes have a lot of lectins and phytates in them, and they can act like little hooks and go right in there and tear it. Gluten does the same thing. And so if you have a leaky gut, and dairy can also contribute to that, and allergy and even stress and food sensitivities can contribute. Okay? Most of us have a leaky gut. And if you have a leaky gut, here's what happens. The food will leak out into your bloodstream essentially. And your body's going, well, I don't know what to do with that. I'm not a digestive tract. And it sends all the antibodies out to attack it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And what it does, it compromises the integrity of your gut, which means you're not going to digest as well, which means you're not going to get the nutrients that you need, which means that your body is also, you've got a heightened immune response. And so you've got, for those of us with autoimmune diseases, this is what it's all about. And they say, whoever they are, but there's a lot of people who say that this is the beginning, a leaky gut is the beginning of the autoimmune diseases. As a matter of fact, Hippocrates said that all health begins in the gut. So having a strong gut is super important because, and this is why I always say to you, if you're not digesting correctly, we've got to get that corrected. This is why we do the ACV. This is why we're doing the meals like with the soup. We have something that's cooked. We have something that's raw, and then we have just a simple protein. And we have fat that goes with it, lots of fiber in there. And we're giving our body the beautiful target trifecta in that meal. We do the same thing with our smoothies. All of that is to bring your gut back into balance. In the bone broth, this is why, I've had people say, can I just do the cartons of chicken broth? Well, sure, it's still going to taste the same, but you're going to miss the benefit of the bone broth. In the bone broth, when you're making a big tub of bone broth, or you buy it even, what they're doing is they are putting apple cider vinegar, or you are, when you're cooking it, and that's extracting the minerals from the bones. In the bones are some very important, I mean, there's all kinds of trace minerals and what have you, calcium, magnesium, manganese, I mean, even trace amounts of copper. There's all kinds of things. Think about it. All the minerals are in our bones. Any kind of boned creature, this is where we carry our minerals. This is what makes our bones hard. There's also L-glutamine, there's L-glycine. These are amino acids that also work to help heal our gut. These are important things, and this is what's in the bone broth. You don't get that in chicken broth, but you get it in bone broth. Bone broth is like a bonus. It's like a bonus. It tastes delicious, but it has all these things in it that are just extra, and it helps to heal your gut. That L-glutamine especially goes in, it actually coats the gut, and it protects it. Think of it this way, it's like a Band-Aid, so that your gut has an opportunity to heal. And if you're doing that continually and you take out the offenders, guess what you're doing? You're healing your gut. You're healing your gut. And a healed gut is a gut that digests. And the better our digestion, the more nutrients that we get in, the better we poop, the better we feel when we eat, and the better we feel in general overall. Digestion's everything. If we don't digest correctly, we feel terrible. And anybody who's ever felt like you've just eaten a brick for dinner, or that you've had acid reflux, or, et cetera, all the things that happen with bad digestion. And I know this, Mark occasionally gets a little acid reflux, and he has a little thing of Tums, and it makes me crazy because I hate those things. You know what Tums do? Tums stop the stomach acid. And you know what is going on when you have acid reflux? It's saying you don't have enough stomach acid. Believe it or not, you don't have enough stomach acid. And in reality, if you were just taking a couple of digestive enzymes while you're eating, then you're going to digest and you're not going to have that reflux coming back up. Believe it or not, I speak the truth, my friend. That's why we sell digestive enzymes, because there's so much crap there's so much crap out there. It's not even funny. I wanted to make sure that people had what they needed, because we have different needs for digestion. There's a different enzyme that is used for when you're digesting protein versus when you're digesting fiber, and when you're digesting, when you're digesting carbohydrates, etc., and fat. So there you have it. It's especially important and you need digestive enzymes, likely, if you have a compromised gallbladder, which I do. I've had like 3 gallbladder attacks, awful. And I also, believe me, I went when the doctors every time wanted to take out my gallbladder, I made them do an ultrasound, and I'd ask the health of my gallbladder. And they said, it's fine, you just have a stone stuck. And I said, then let's leave it and let's let the stone pass. Give me something to help it go. And they did, and gave me a shot. It passed, got rid of the stress, meditated on it, and we were good. Now, it doesn't work for everyone, but you have to look at the whole situation, the big picture analysis there, Always ask questions. Never just accept if they want to take out one of your organs. It's there for a reason. And that's not to say if you have missing a gallbladder, you're somehow, less than. I'm not saying that. This is not a gallbladder shaming event. This is just to say, be that empowered patient. It's sort of like this. I have a friend, my girlfriend, and, I should probably not talk about it. I have a couple of friends who have had mastectomies, like double mastectomies. And I have like 3 or 4 friends who've done this. And the thing that scares me is after they've done this, then they go and they put in these breast implants. And then after that, what's going to happen after that? There's this thing called breast implant disease. And I worry about that. I worry about all these different things that are happening to women, and I worry about breast cancer. And breast cancer is a thing that's always, going on. But you've got to look at everything. You've got to ask for an ultrasound. I do thermograms, and you have to be an empowered patient. Don't just accept what the doctor says. Make sure even that and I'm going off on a soapbox. Sorry, I don't even know how I got here. But just make sure that you also have an up-to-date mammogram machine, okay? There are things that you can look at. And before anybody takes a knife and wants to do anything to you, you go get a second opinion. Please, please. Don't just accept it. MD does not stand for medical deity. MD stands for medical doctor. They are doing the best that they can. But you need to do the best you can as an empowered patient. So there. Okay, so there's your leaky gut answer. I hope that helped. Okay, Vanessa has a couple of things. So I'm going to do Vanessa's first question. Is the goal to feel full or to not be in starving mode? When I'm in starving mode, I attack carbs. Yikes. You and Fly Lady are awesome, by the way. Okay, this is a good one. The goal should be, if we're going to be looking at this, there was a book a few years ago, French Women Don't Get Fat. Do you remember that? Okay, let's talk about that for a second, because this is, do you want to feel full or do you want to feel satisfied? We have a tendency in the United States anyway to just to eat just way too much food. It was interesting. Marla at dinner the other night, and believe me, she didn't have a lot of dinner, but she said, and this is another thing. She had another little light switch, and she said, I need to cut down on my portions. Okay, that was, to me, that was like loud and clear. You are listening to your body. I didn't argue with her. I didn't say, oh, you don't eat much, or you don't do this, or you don't do that. I don't, I'm not sitting there making an analysis of her plate. I was giving her an atta-girl for listening to her body. But what we need to do is be mindful eaters. We cannot go on and on and on and just keep filling up the pot. It's like we have to stop. We have to be aware of what's going on, and we have to not eat to full. We need to eat till satisfied. Do you get that? That's a big thing. Eat till you're satisfied. Yes, Mom did tell us to clean our plates, but we are no longer clean plate cleaners. You can go with, there's the old thing, go with a smaller plate, do this, but just take less, for heaven's sakes. And eat with gratitude and have a conversation. Put down the fork. Pace yourself with a slower eater at the table. That's something that Marla and I have been doing, because our guys are slower eaters, and we're like, and it was funny because, this is weeks ago. This is before all this, like, ding, ding, ding. There goes the light bulbs. I forgot my light bulb, by the way. I was going to bring that up. But I was going to do that. I was watching, she and I finished our plates at the same time. And our guys, they had another 10 minutes or so to go. And we both realized that for us, sitting down to dinner was a matter of putting on the feedback. Was it because we were starving? No, I think a lot of it has to do with, just shoveling it in. And I think a good exercise, and if you are living alone, you might want to do this, is and just pretend that you're not doing this, but, videotape yourself eating. And see what it looks like. We don't want to do that. We want to not eat till we're full. We want to eat till we're satisfied. So that's the goal, is to eat where we're satisfied, to savor, to stop, to put the fork down, to have a conversation. That's what we want to do. When I'm in starving mode, I attack carbs. Okay, that is an old habit that you can switch with some mind tricks, And if you get the carbs out, the best case scenario is get the carbs out of the house in the first place. Second best case scenario is to say, when I'm in starving mode, I stop, I take an evaluation of what's going on with me. I'll drink some apple cider vinegar and water. You've got these tricks. They're all in your bag. Pull them out. I will have a cup of bone broth, and I will breathe and concentrate on the gratitude that I have for losing this body clutter, losing this inflammation, and deciding that the carbs just aren't worth it. We talked about this the other day. Remember this? This much pleasure, that much guilt and regret, and then the consequences are even bigger than that. We have to keep looking at the timeline. What's going to happen? You know, this is not to say you have to be perfect or throw the baby out with the bathwater. It happens. We all fall short. You know, I have gained some of my body clutter back. And as a matter of fact, who was it? Somebody called us out, Marla and I out. And I think maybe it was even Betsy. Could be. But she was saying, I'm scared. She's scared. I don't want to go back to what was happening to me before I started this sprint. What's going to happen once this is over? And that's a fantastic question. She said even Leanne and Marla gained weight afterwards. And we did. But you know, we understand what happened. And we also understand what's going on right now. I'm 61. Marla is 63, right? And we have to get this together now. Now is our time. And we've also, I feel like, have just laid ourselves bare in front of you and said, this is where we are. Marla, so much so, she bagged up her scale, she put her weight on there, and she put all of her measurements. I don't have that kind of guts to do. So good for her though, right? But you know what the point is? The point is we all fall short. And now we have an, yeah, you see the hot flash, guys? It's all this hair, man. I gotta, lose the hair. And now we have an invitation, both of us do, all of us do, to walk a different path. You know, we know what doesn't work, right? We know what doesn't work. Is there anybody here who doesn't understand that? If you know what doesn't work, throw me some hearts. And the reason I'm saying this is because I want to get you to this place of understanding, because this next question is important. And I'm going to read it because I'm going to soapbox it a little bit. Sorry, but I have to because I think it's an important one. I'm going to read Tammy's question. Tammy says, please discuss what happens in weight loss when we eat carbs. It is my understanding that the weight comes back. I'd like to balance my carbs and add them back a bit. Okay. So I see this and I see somebody here who is, you know, telling me some great things about what's happened. And she had a number. She had a number, and as a matter of fact, she's joined the Hot Melt Diet group, which I'm so excited about. We don't want to go back to what we did, ever. We don't want to go back to that. We don't want to go back to that haphazard way of living. We want to go back, we want to stay on the same path that is bringing us success. But for whatever reason, we all do this, and we all do. We keep wanting to see how close to the edge can we get. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you never had another carb, went out and had a sweet potato or a potato, you know, the healthier things that you could have, or some pasta or some rice, or, you know, even birthday cake or whatever. If you never had another one of those again, you're not going to die. You can live like that for the rest of your life with never having another one. Never having another one. And your body, your blood sugar will probably be happier if you did. So, I'd like to balance my carbs and add them back a bit. I think we need to look at what it is that we want. Do we want the carbohydrates, or do we want living in a place where we flip the switch and we become the women that we're intent on becoming? Healthy, vibrant, playing with our children, not just sitting there, not holding on to all that body clutter, not holding on to the inflammation. Is it worth it? It was like my wake-up call. I told you this story. My wake-up call sitting when I was driving home, eating those M&Ms until all of the roof of my mouth was bleeding, just trashed from so much. Is it worth it to do this? Why was I doing this? So you pull the plug of that. When you pull the plug, you see that there are other things out there. There's more to life than carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are what do us in. You know, we talk about the Gary Taubes book, you know, and the Marla, what's the name of the Gary Taubes book again? I forgot. Somebody knows the name. Anyway, the Gary Taubes book is the book that it will rock your world, because it'll make you understand where the connection is. Brenda asked, should I never have sweet potatoes again? I would say if you have sweet potatoes, you have like itty bitty amounts, you know, but you have to balance in why we get fat. There it is. That's the name of the book. Why we get fat. And it's all about, this is your body's physiology. You should read the book. Read the book. It will blow the top of your head right off. It's incredible. This is what we need to be doing. We need to be looking at not what can I have, but how can I go forward and not ever have to deal with that again. I'll tell you right now, we're on this thing, and I told you, Marla and I are putting ourselves out. Intentionally putting ourselves out. You're going to see us on a daily basis, and you'll know, are you doing it or are you not? You're going to see us shrink. And we know we are in the public eye, and we know that what we do better show up, that what we do will show up. And we're willing to go there because we want it for ourselves. We want it that bad. How bad do you want it? Is a sweet potato worth it? Is pasta worth it? What's worth it? You know? What can you handle? Maybe this much sweet potato, a big one, I don't know. How are you going to eat those sweet potatoes? Where are we going with all of that? You know? That's what we need to be looking at. Constantly reevaluating what it is that we want in conjunction with where it is that we're going. We have to get to the place of not edging so close to the cliff and falling off. I don't want you to do that. I've done it myself. And I'm going to tell you, it's not fun. It's not fun. I've got my jeans that I can't wear right now. And, this is, again, I'm not shaming myself. I'm showing you. These are my size 6s. I will be back in them. Yes, I will. I will be back in them. I don't know when, but I will be back in there. Sweet potatoes are fine in itty bitty amounts. My Mighty Mitochondria soup has sweet potato in it. But for some of us out there who have blood sugar issues, who have a lot of body clutter, I would leave the sweet potato alone for a little while. And then maybe you add it back in again. And you just keep track and you know yourself. This is why I keep saying you got to listen to your own inner nutritional guru. I am not your sweet potato cop. I'm not. You know what I am? I am the person who's going to tell you, find out for yourself who can have it and who cannot. That's how that works. Okay. Vanessa said, I have been following the plan perfectly and have been feeling awesome. My vent rant, wanting your insides, whatever you want to call it, is this. I know I want to continue on with the full version of hot milk diet after this, but all I can think about is what one major bad food I want to binge on once this week is done. I so badly want to eat all the normal food my husband is having for meals. So it's not like my head hasn't turned the switch yet. I really know I shouldn't binge on that food. And I think that's another major reason why I need to continue to stay off sugar. The inside me for sugar, carbs is still calling. Okay. So let's flip the switch on normal. Okay? Let's flip the switch on what normal is. You know what normal is? Normal is real food that's easily identifiable. That's what real is. That's what real food is. Okay? And yeah, it can be hard when your husband eats sugar. And yes, it can be hard when, you're invited to a birthday cake and everybody's, piling down everything. But it's always a matter of going back and checking the box of what it is that you want. Bring it back home. Bring it back to this place. This is why I say to you, keep a journal. Go back to the place so that you can understand and assess and know what you've created for yourself so that you can get to the place, the next place. That's it. That's it. Does that make sense? The next place for you is the next level of health, or the next place for you is saying, well, if I just did a little bit of this, and this is the human thing in all of us. This is what we're used to. When we're used to doing things a certain way, we want to get back to all of that, right? We want to go to this and we want to go to that and we want to, oh, but he's having this and I want that, and I get it. We all do this. But when you're sitting across the from the doctor, and the doctor says, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you have fill in the blank. And he said, well, we could start you on a lifestyle change, but how about these pills? And you know why they do that? Because most people will not do it. They won't do it. And do you know why they won't do it? They won't do it because they don't think they can. They don't think they can give up a bag of M&Ms or pizza or a sweet potato. That then becomes the most important thing. The garbage wins. It takes time to flip the switch. There is a light bulb moment. But then it's up to you to pay the electric bill to keep the light on. Do you understand what I'm saying with that? If you don't keep the light on, it's going to go dark again, and then you got to start all over. And I know this from personal experience. This is not my first rodeo. We have to constantly be talking to ourselves. We have to constantly be making these intention statements that I tell you to make. We have to be in touch with what's going on inside. We have to understand when we start to feel this emotional thing, and our reflex is to go stand in front of the refrigerator and shove stuff into our faces. We have to understand that moment's going to come again. What are we going to do instead? This is a moment for you to make different decision than you've ever made before in your life. It's a moment to never have to go there again. To never have to say, I'm going to try this diet, I'm going to try that diet, I'm going to go see this doctor, I'm going to go see that doctor, I'm going to take these diet pills, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to read this diet book. I saw this on Good Morning America today. Another diet guru. Do you want to live like that? I don't. I, for one, say no to that. Okay? You know what I want to do? I want to live in a way that's empowered. You can be powerful or you can be pitiful, but you can't be both. So if you want to be powerful, then start making powerful decisions. Don't beat yourself up if you make a bad one. Just recognize, hey, I made a bad decision. I'm going to clean it up for the next time. And if you keep slipping and slipping and slipping and saying, well, I'm not going to beat myself up, you're not taking responsibility for yourself. There is a way to live and there's a way not to live. It's black and white on this part, and it's your personal signature program that you need to find. I will guide you on some basic principles, but I am not going to let you slip back into just craziness. None of us are daredevils, are we? But we act like it. We act like it. We get to the edge of the very edge of what we can do. How much can we have of this? And that's not to say you can't have fun. You can have fun. Just wait till you see what Marla and I are going to be making next week. We are going to be making this chicken Parmesan pizza thing that she's got a recipe for. That sounds crazy. We're going to make it. It's keto, it's low carb, and we're going to try it. We're going to eat a little bit of it because it's also dirty keto. But we can do that. We can do a little dippy there, but stay within the lines, It's sort of like driving a car. You got to stay on the road, don't you? But every once in a while you drift into the other lane, but then, your car goes beep, 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 beep. There it goes again. And you go back. That's what you need to do. Get back into your lane. So that's what I'm trying to say. And I've got some fun hot melt recipes that they're fun. I have this cauliflower recipe to die for. There's bacon in it and cheese. It's delicious, But for the most part, 90% of the time, you're going to see a lot of green stuff in there. And you're going to like it. And you're going to be clean eaters. And you're going to be loving it because you're going to be making your own decision. And you'll hang out with me just because we're friends. But you'll know what to do. And you know what? There's a lot of you who do know what to do and have taken on the Hot Melt Sprint and have been helping other people in there. And that's what it's all about. It's pay it forward, help everybody out. So I'm coming to the end of my hour. I want to see you lose the medication. I do. Look at what is happening with Betsy. Betsy's doctor's telling her, lose this one, take half of that one. Maybe she's going to get rid of all of them. Do you think it's possible? Do you have a vision for yourself of what it could look like? Of what you could look like? Of what it would feel like? I hope so. And I want you to join me on the Hot Melt Diet because I am going to be coaching you and taking you to the next level. I want you to be ready to go. I want you to be the empowered woman. I want you to be, when you're at a dinner party and somebody says, what's going on? You tell them what's going on. And then you help them too. Because Isn't that amazing? It is. You don't have to be a nutritionist to know what to do, to how to optimize your health. You don't. You need some guidance. And I'm here for that. I'll help you. But you need to zero it in and dial it in for yourself. That's what you need to do. We have 2 days left of the sprint. Well, we have the rest of today, and we have Saturday, and we have Sunday. And I want you to get to the place of finishing this sprint like nobody's business. I want you to see this as this is my opportunity, my springboard into a brand new life. This wasn't just a blip on the radar. This wasn't just a fad diet. This wasn't just a thing, and now I'm going to go back to all the stupid stuff I did before. This is it. This is what I'm doing. This is my life, and I feel good. Feel how you feel. Not just the number on the scale, not just the number on your tape measure. Feel how you feel now by doing this. It's amazing. And if you want to go to the next level and you want my help, I'm going to be at the Hot Melt Diet. We have a vibrant Hot Melt Diet group when you join. So just go to savingdinner.com/melt. I've got a coupon code of HMD, Hot Melt Diet, Sprint, because you're a sprinter, 19 is the number, and you will get that. Okay? And believe me, if you think that I'm preaching now, just wait till you get into Hot Melt Diet. There's no way that you're going to get away from me. Okay, I will see you then tomorrow, Saturday, checking in with you to see how you're doing. I'm excited for every single one of you. If you want to join me, go to savingdinner.com/sprint or /sprint if you're not on the sprint yet. There's a lot starting next week. A lot of people starting next week, and you can get in on it too. So that's what we do. I've got NutriCoach appointments. I've got some this afternoon. I've got some next week available, and I'd love it. If you've got your proverbial act together and you want to find out about that, go to NutriCoachSchool.com. This is my program for people who want careers and want to do something really good for people. Thanks for joining me today. It was really fun, and I'm excited to help you finish this up with a bang. Let's do it.